Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co-author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Reena Gupta. Reena is the founder and CEO of Mom Relaunch. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Reena Gupta.
Thanks a lot. Happy to be here.
Reena, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks. Happy to be here.
Let me start with this.
Mhm.
Where were you? What happened? Who are you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
Well, I'll start with the fact that I'm a mom of two teenagers. I call myself as a small town girl from India who has turned into a social technopreneur. I have been running my companies in IT industry for over 2 decades. Currently, I'm on the mission to make every woman financially independent through my program at Mom Relaunch. I'm also an author of an upcoming book called Career Interrupted, and I do speaking and workshop sessions.
Who inspired you?
Interestingly, my mom inspired me because I just wanted to be a career woman. She's a loving mom, but I just didn't want to not do anything with my life. So I just took her as an inspiration of what not to do, and I just changed and did what I'm doing now.
What are the top three reasons why do people fail?
Well, people don't fail. They just not are aware of how to use that as a learning and continue to be on the same path to for their success. So for a long time, I changed the term failure. I took the term failure out of my dictionary and changed it to learning. And that's the reason I continued to work no matter how many ups and downs came to my life. So I would say if they go back and change from the perspective of thinking of it as not a failure, they learned and move on, that would be the number one reason they can move on. And that's the reason they don't move on. So taking that inspiration from what they have learned is very important. Second, I would say they don't ask for help. If you think about it, there are a lot of people who are ready to help. They just don't ask for help or offer their help so that they can grow themselves. Sometimes they don't think of themselves as a, I call it as their own product and a brand and how they can position themselves. So that's what's one of few reasons. I'm a very structured and organized person, is what I call myself. So not having proper planning is also one of the reasons.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Wow. So, as I said, like I don't call any of my experiences and things as a failure. I call it as a learning. So once I learn from it, I just move on. There's no need for recovery as well. But I would say there are multiple ups and downs. I would say more downs than ups sometimes I feel. But again, I just accept the situation. Number one thing that I do is I just accept it. And then instead of reacting to a situation, I think, take a deep breath and respond to it. When you change that perspective, things will become better. So changing that failure into a learning process is the greatest learning that I have gotten out of it.
What are your top three success secrets that others can model from?
Well, one of my favorite one, I call it as focus management. I believe in putting your focus 100% in no matter whatever you're doing. So if you're playing the role of a mom, just be a mom. If you're playing the role of an executive, be an executive, whatever day of the time is. So focus management is one of the things. Another of my favorite is I outsource everything that I don't need to put my own time in. So if I'm not doing something that I have to do, I try not to do. And the third thing that I would go back and say that now because of COVID, people are working remotely, but I always ran my companies remotely since 2002 when people didn't even understand how to work like that. So working remote has been one of my secrets. It may or may not work for everyone, but those are some of my secrets here.
What motivates you within?
Well, another switch of the term, I'd call it what inspires rather than motivate. I find motivation to be an external factor. So, what inspires me from within is my own my own desire to make some positive impact. I know what makes me happy. I have done a lot of inward journeys, or what I call it, and I know exactly what makes me happy, what puts a smile on my face, and that is what I am chasing. So anything that I do works towards that, bringing that smile and leading a fulfilling life.
What is that?
So as you can see from my mission is like right now I'm working on bringing the change, the positive change in the impact of women in mom relaunch. That's one of my mission. I also teach entrepreneurship to high school students and young entrepreneurs is what I call it. And so those are the two of my specific areas that helps me keep going. And I work a lot towards those things.
What is your company's motto?
Well, if by motto you mean what's my company's vision is to make every woman financially independent.
Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client are the ones, actually, there are two types of clients I have. I have clients which are moms who are coming as part of our program, who are looking to have a work life harmony, who are looking to get back into the workforce. It's not, unfortunately, it's not very difficult to get because there are lots of them. On the company side, which I call as my other clients, I'm looking for the companies who look beyond the resumes when they are making the hiring decisions. They should be looking at something, what a person brings to the table as a whole. Sometimes we just look and ignore clients and the candidates who have several years of break and they may be losing someone right there. So looking beyond the resume, who are looking into the talent that comes with the soft skills, sometimes that only parenting can teach. So those are my ideal corporate company clients.
How do you find your ideal client?
Well, honestly, so far it has just been word of mouth. I have not done any marketing. We just wanted to keep it small for a reason that we wanted to make sure that there's a model that works and didn't want to go very big, very crazy. So we just kept word of mouth. So our current clients, our moms, they're just referring and bringing people. So that's how it has been happening.
How do you engage your ideal client?
So my ideal client, again, on the company side, they can work with the candidates or moms and that we are nurturing. They can work on a project basis. They can work and hire them full time, part time. On mom side, they just come and work, be part of our program, and go through the 4-step process that we have in our program.
What are your well defined products or services?
Well, in terms of our products, interestingly, you asked this question because our product that we have are ready and relevant and talented women who are ready to give their 100%. This is our so called product. On the services side, we also teach companies how to understand and work with these workforce. Also, how to bring work life harmony. I'm one of my upcoming book called Career Interrupted. I have started to do workshop for both companies as well as for the moms and in general people who are going through some career interruption, whether they are getting laid off. And also I do those workshops as services as well.
Why someone should buy from you?
Very interesting because they get the product that they are looking for. And I'm not kidding here because companies, when they look for people to hire, they do have to spend time in training, but we have already done that job for them. So if they are looking for hiring and specific, we work in specific technologies, by the way, I didn't mention that, but we have some specific technology. So we train the products, the so-called moms, so well that they are productive very soon. So that's one of the reasons they should buy from us.
How do you crush your competition?
uh, Crushing the competition has a very different meaning in mom relaunch. In fact, I don't want to crush my competition. I want to everyone to create a model for mom relaunch. I like to grow it with the franchise model. So if anyone in any other country they want to create a model for mom relaunch and want to run it, we will welcome them. So it's a competition or a cooperation that you will call it. And the more, the merrier. I really don't want to say that Mom Relaunch is the only one who's doing this. I want more and more Mom Relaunch all over the globe.
How about your the other B2B one?
So even B2B, the see, it is a mission. Whether I am actually doing it one person or we are doing with the moms somewhere else. If companies are hiring through other so-called franchise of Mom Relaunch, it's all good. So I'm coming with this. It's a very I ran my other companies where I can call competition a competition, but here, no matter how a woman get relaunched or how somebody's achieving their work-life harmony, uh, all things are good for me. I don't call it as competition at all. In fact, I help them, believe it or not. So if we go back and say we can't find somebody like, but somebody else is doing similar thing, you can maybe able to get someone else in that specific skill that you're looking from another company.
How do you deliver a five-star client experience?
Well, our products speak for themselves. So my only answer would be is every woman that we have relaunched, none of them have been let go of. So that helps answer that 5-star client experience is our product basically speaks for themselves, and we don't have to do anything else. So
How do you use your sales proposals to close more deals?
we don't have a very elaborate sales process. We just go back and present what we do, and some of the companies, they come to us and say how can they help. So I don't have a typical sales process or proposal. In fact, we don't even have a sales team as such. So moms, they go and sell themselves, they go back and find jobs themselves as well. So it's not a typical sales process going on here. We are looking for allies and companies to step up and put their money where their mouth is. The companies nowadays are just, actually I would say, a little bit better, but they are doing lip service. All we want them to do the actual work. So
How do you convert your clients into your brand ambassadors?
I don't do anything. Our products, when they prove themselves, the companies and clients, they refer as clients, their friends, and they become allies. They become allies very quickly.
How do you handle an angry client?
Angry client, fortunately, in Mom Relaunch, I never had an angry client. But for other companies, I just listen to them, empathize with them. If they need a solution, I ask them to propose what they want us to do, and then just do it.
It looks like you have not made your husband angry yet. So
Well, well, he's not my client. Let's put it like
we are
that.
about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you
Yeah.
ready?
Yes, sure.
What are you grateful for today?
Well, I am grateful to be in the position to do what I'm doing. I feel very, very fortunate. So I'm grateful that I'm here today.
How do you start your day?
I do a process which we call as Sudarshan Kriya that I learned from Art of Living, my mentor and my guru. I start with Sudarshan Kriya, do some light yoga, and then get back to work.
How young are you?
Well, I feel 22, but I just turned 50, so
Yeah.
that's what my answer.
Yeah. Reena, you are not 52, 50. You are 18 years old with a 32 years experience.
Absolutely, that's the right way to think about it.
Yeah. What you want to do when you grow up?
Well, I like to continue to inspire people to live their life to their full potential. I would love to continue to do that.
What is your plan to achieve your goal?
I'm already on that plan. I'm already writing a book. Doing the workshop to help people achieve their full potential and achieve that work-life harmony.
How will you feel in case you don't achieve your goal?
Well, I'm already achieving it, but I I believe in trying, and I think giving you 100% and making sure that there's a plan and a strategy for it. So suppose it doesn't work from tomorrow onwards, I still feel that I have done my best and I tried. So I'm perfectly happy.
How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
The first thing is to accept the situation. That's one thing that I have learned has changed my mindset. The more you try to fight against a situation, the worse it gets. So accept it, take a deep breath, and then plan a course of action. And it has worked almost every time.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Uh, just don't let anybody get into your head, into your mind. Your mind is your own. Keep it clutter free and don't think about what has happened. Just always look into what's going to be happening next.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
Well, fortunately, I would say my significant other has always been very supportive of whatever I do because we kind of trust each other that we'll take the right decision. So there's nothing called convincing. It's just showing him how to make it work. Make it work. That's so the convincing part doesn't happen in our home. We just discuss and say, oh, this is how it is going to work.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
I have multiple mentors. If it is talking about my spiritual mentor, I'm part of Art of Living. Sri Ravi Shankar has been one of my mentor. In my professional life, I have multiple mentors in each area. I don't have just one mentor, but if I'm looking for a mentor in my business side, I have a different mentor. If I'm looking for somebody who's like how to raise a child, I have a different mentor. And their impact has been very significant because I try to listen to the time that they're giving to me. One of my mentor, I still remember. If you have, it might go a little over the time, but when I came to this country and I was in the room full of people who didn't look like me, and especially men, I went to this person and he said, "Look at you. You look different. So work on making your difference as your strength. Don't be discouraged by that." And that is one advice has always lived with me. And I got my confidence back, which I felt I was losing. So he is one of my mentor. He's living mentor. And it has worked like a champ every time.
Just curious, are you part of any mastermind?
Not yet. I'm part of a few groups, but I'm part of a few organizations, but not specifically called masterminds.
Okay. Why being impactful is important to you?
I would say impactful is a little strong word. I just want to have a positive impact, try to bring smile on others' face. And the work that I'm doing with Mom Relaunch is giving me an opportunity to see that difference.
What do you want to be remembered for?
A good friend, someone who is trustworthy, who's also resourceful. So I'm pretty well connected in my community. I try to help as much as I can. So being helpful, and if you have the resources to share, I think that's what I would like to be remembered as.
How can we support you?
Well, your support can be in multiple areas. Just sharing our vision, bringing companies as our allies who can work with our candidates, who can support us by giving us grants or giving us the opportunities to work with them would be a big help. Spreading the word to women that they are not alone is one of the message that I would like to see if you can help.
We are about to wrap up. I like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question.
Mhm.
What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
It's very enlightening and fun, and the fact that you mentioned that you may be able to help is very encouraging.
What would you say as a final word?
My final word is in terms of advice that you get, you always hear think about go and network with others and this and that. My advice would be is first network with yourself. Know who you are, what makes you truly happy, and then create a plan, create a process of how you're going to achieve that. And if you don't know how to do that, you can come and join my workshop. I'll teach you all that. But it's very, very important to know yourself before you can understand what you're here for.
Thank you so much, Reena, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.